family friend, actually, of the Likens family, to be honest with you.
Is he? Good. He's awesome.
Sure, I was told, I don't know if it's true, that I was in the backseat of the car.
Oh.
I don't
like in the wheel well back there. You were like people used to ride in the window
in the red car when he's doing the wave. Apparently, I don't know if that's true though. That's what they told me.
Oh, you were like in his car.
That's right.
That. Oh, that's cool.
Again, I don't know when he went to the Royals Hall of Fame. It might have been like 1990, awesome. 1991. I was just a little dude, but apparently,
I love it.
My grandpa and he were like very close friends. They played in a golf league at Bent Oak Golf Course in Oak Grove at the time. No longer there anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently they played golf all the time, and then we went to his Hall of Fame ceremony, and I saw him a couple of years ago. But he was with his family, so I didn't bother him, and I don't know if he'd even remember who I was. But
Freddie's one of the best human beings of all time. Love that guy.
No
Shout
doubt
out, Freddie. Hope you're doing well, my man.
Coming up on the other side, we will have the Savannah Bananas Director of Baseball Operations in studio as they play this weekend at the K. The Savannah Bananas. We get bananas. On the other side here, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, we're coming up on the Memorial Day weekend, and as you've heard us talk about, it's going to rain this weekend. And so you're thinking to yourself, all right, we need something to do. We need something fun. We need something that involves everybody. We need something that's great for the kids, something that's fun for the adults as well. What could we possibly do? Well, the answer to that question is Foaling. Football plus bowling plus bar equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. It's a mashup of football and bowling, drinks, and fun. And what we have with Foaling is pretty simple. You set up the bowling pins just like you're going to bowl, but instead of that, you're throwing footballs at them. You're knocking those pins down. You're getting addicted to it. You're having fun. You're having the time of your life. You're getting competitive. It is awesome. And like I said, it is perfect for kids. It is perfect for adults. It's great for families. It's great for a guy's night out. It's great for a family night out, date night, whatever it is. Foaling is great for everyone. And they've got an outstanding bar, mixing up some great cocktails, great beer selections, and you can even have food delivered from anywhere in Kansas City at Foaling. And don't forget, they're starting their Foaling Doubles League this summer, 7 Wednesdays during the summer. They're going to have a Foaling Doubles League. So sign up now at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com and get your Foal on.
Start your new chapter with a bang. Whether you're celebrating your upcoming graduation or getting hitched, Center Fire has a shooting experience for you. We're the only 5-star indoor shooting range in KC, and our staff will make your shooting experience one to remember. We have a bachelor party and a full auto experience that'll get your blood pumping. From new shooters to seasoned vets, our professional staff will create a one-of-a-kind experience for you. Visit centerfireshootingsports.com to book online or come in and try one on today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's the trip and the game of a lifetime. Join the Red Kingdom in Sao Paulo, Brazil, as Kansas City takes on their division rivals from LA on September 5th. True Fan Travel is taking die-hard fans on an unforgettable 6-night adventure across Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo with authentic local experiences and exclusive events, all filled with beaches, music, food, football, and much more. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or it's your first international game, you'll explore, connect, and rep KC like never before. Learn more at TrueFanTravel.com. Reiselman Nissan, the king of midsize SUVs, has the ride you've been waiting for. Shop the best selection of Rogues and Kicks in Kansas City with payments starting at just $399 a month. Plus, every day, Reiselman salutes our first responders and heroes with special discounts. With over 160 new Nissans on the lot, your perfect ride is waiting. Visit ReiselmanNissan.com today and experience royal treatment at Reiselman Nissan. Every customer, every time. Reiselman Nissan. Not all vehicles may apply. See dealer or check ReiselmanNissan.com for all details.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. In-store only. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Missouri sign 70 eastbound heavy from Prospect over to 23rd Street. Construction has you down to 1 lane. Money back guarantees and parts and labor warranties mean you aren't just buying products, you are securing your investment. For a limited time, receive a free furnace when you purchase an AC. Schedule your complimentary proposal online at anthonyphc.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Kansas City, this is Michael Massey. Listen to the play-by-play all season long with Denny, Jake, Ryan, and Stu right here on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Cool story here about one Michael Sweeney. From the 913, I found the address for the K when I was a kid, and I sent Sweeney a letter. A few months later, a signed picture of him was returned in the mail.
Yeah, Mike would always do stuff like that. I like how the guy found the address for the K. Yeah, one royal way. That was...
He's a kid.
It's funny, though, just the way it was worded. I found the address. And I used to do... I had a book with all the, like, addresses of home addresses of players and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
And I would send, self-addressed stamped envelope and the baseball cards and all that kind of stuff. Very rarely did you get anything back. I'm trying to think who sent me something back. I can't even remember now.
Yeah, we did that project in grade school. We had to figure out a celebrity, and whether the address was real or not, you sent somebody. I think my sister did one time. She sent Jamie Lee Curtis of all people, and she did get a photo of a headshot signed Jamie Lee Curtis to Summer.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Just happened to fish and get a bite. I guess.
It just depends on who you sent it to,
Yeah, I can't remember who I was sending mine to. Maybe Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
I think for some reason that rings a bell. I had gone behind my parents' back and watched strip tease.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, who's that cool guy in strip tease? And the first question my parents goes, the hell did you watch strip tease? I was like, ah. And then my stepdad just goes, Burt Reynolds.
So were you allowed to just pick anybody that you wanted to? And
they just gave us
a
a list, and then there was an address, and it was either real or fake. And so that was
Did the teacher know if it was real or fake?
No.
Okay.
It was just kind of like a shot in the dark. This could be it. This could be not. And of course, most of them were Hollywood, California. Or
right.
It was.
Yes. Yeah.
And I remember doing that, and I never got anything back. I was like, man.
No.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Last night, the future shined bright, obviously, with the home run from Jack Caglione. This weekend, they'll still be away. He'll be in Omaha the 30th, the 31st, and the 1st as he makes his home debut that weekend.
They're out in Salt Lake City now. They play 6-game series now in the minor leagues.
Monday off, Tuesday through Sunday. I kind of dig it.
Do you like it? Because baseball, major leagues is talking about adopting that model.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
6
fine.
games against one team for a stretch. I love the Monday off.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, depending on what time of the games are throughout the week, I assume you have to have some that are in the day, but I mean, 6 days, you could technically play 2 teams.
You could, but they're talking about adopting what the minor leagues have to cut down on travel. That's a way to save money.
Sure.
But 6 games in a row against one team, that's a lot, I think. But anyway, whatever.
Director of baseball operations for the Savannah Bananas will be in studio here in a little bit. But do you find yourself watching these games? Do you check these games out if they're available? Because I know the tickets are almost impossible to get.
Very impossible to get. Yeah, I've watched a little of it. For me, I'd rather be there than watch it on the television. My daughter went a couple of years ago, said it was unbelievable. It was great, really before they kind of took off. And now they're playing, back when she went, they were playing out where the Monarchs are, right? In KCK, the Legends. Now they're playing in places that seat 80,000 people. They're filling football stadiums for this. They're filling up ballparks more than Major League Baseball teams are doing, which is really surprising to me because there was always talk over the years that Major League Baseball would never put a product like the Bananas in that was going to outshine them. They didn't want to see bigger crowds. And then Major League Baseball realized, who the hell cares? Money is green. It doesn't matter who's generating it. And if we've got an opportunity to utilize our ballpark and to make money off of this thing, then, what the hell? We're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. And so they've kind of embraced embrace the banana side of things, and they're here at Kauffman Stadium this weekend. But you're right, trying to get tickets to them, man. I mean, it's like trying to get tickets to a Taylor Swift concert. There's just no way that you can get tickets to that. And it's good for baseball, too. I know there's probably some old baseball, stodges out there that are like, it's not real stuff. You're right, it's not. And if you're watching the Savannah Bananas thinking you're going to get a real baseball game, well, that's on you. That's your expectation that was false that you were trying to have them live up to. It's entertainment. It's guys on stilts. It's guys with bats. And it's created interest in the ultimate game of baseball. They're drawing 80,000 fans to watch them playing Clemson the other day. I mean, it's wild what they've done.
Yeah, they sold out the Niners Stadium as well.
Oh, did they?
Jeez. Yeah, Levi Stadium.
Wow, I didn't know they were playing there, too.
I believe
Holy
that's
cow.
what the stadium they sold out.
So they started playing in minor league ballparks, Dusty. Then they went to major league ballparks. Now they're selling out football stadiums.
That's right. And I think the best part about it, you mentioned that your daughter went and had a blast. The best thing that sports can do is implant fun and the future in young minds.
Yeah.
And I know we get concerned with the way the world is, with what kids are, experiencing, seeing, reading, whether it's social media, whether it's books, whatever it may be. But this is something where this can be the start of the help of baseball. And you said that the money's green. I'll take the more fun side of it. And this is where baseball expands because it all has to start somewhere. And if it does start with, going to a Savannah Bananas game and enjoying what you're seeing and being like, yeah, it's still baseball. They're playing on a diamond. They're hitting a baseball, whether it's a guy on stilts, whether it's a guy with a bat on fire, whether it's a guy with a gladiator mask that throws on the mound, and then all of a sudden it's Jeremy Guthrie, whoever it may be. You get kids falling in love with the game. And the Harlem Globetrotters did this in the 90s and in the 80s. And
the 70s and the 60s. I mean, they were around forever.
I was one of those kids. I went to Municipal Auditorium and watched them play. And it was something where I was like, I knew even as a kid, that's why these blowhards on the internet, they're like, this is dumb, it's not even real baseball. It's like, then get out of here. We're not trying to get you and your attention. We have what we have. Selling out
watch
football
the Pirates
stadiums,
and Reds, sir.
Or the Rockies and the White Sox.
Right.
So you look at what it can do to a young mind, and then it can also make an old mind young again, too, which is the best part because young, you have no idea what you're going to experience in life. Whereas, like, when you're older, you're like, man, if this league was around when I was a kid, I would have the same joy my son has. And then you both go home, or your daughter, whoever it may be, and you have an experience that you'll never forget because of certain things that happened. I'll never forget being courtside of a Globetrotter game and some guy come over and put a basketball on my finger, and I'm like, I can do it. And I went home, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I was mesmerized that these guys could just flip it up, spin it, and it was at a heavy rate. And now you watch these games, and you're like, that dude's on stilts. 1, I couldn't even walk on stilts.
Right.
2, I couldn't get on stilts. And 3, let alone hit a baseball, throw a baseball, field a baseball. Not a chance.
Or do a backflip or all this stuff. It's fun. And that's the thing I think sports lost along the way. I think that's where I'm so the anti-analytics and stuff. It's taking the fun out of the game. I don't find analytics to be a fun side of the game. I don't find the over-analyzation of sports, quite honestly, to be the fun part of the game. Like these people on a Wednesday who are looking at an all-22 of a game that happened on a Sunday. That's not fun. That's not even interesting. That's not enjoyable. The Savannah Bananas have created a fun atmosphere for a lot of people. They've taken what minor league baseball used to be, and they've, for a topic earlier, put it on steroids and then said, you know what, we're going to give it even more, and we're going to continue to blow this thing out of the water and make it unbelievable. And that's what they've been able to do. And they've got a niche for it right now, and people love it. They have so much fun. People walk out of those games in 2 hours, too, because there's a time limit. And everybody leaves that game. No, man, I just saw something. You know what? Major League Baseball is great, but none of those Major League Baseball players could do anything any of these Savannah Banana guys are doing right now.
Plus, sometimes it's okay to turn things off and just have fun.
Have fun.
Like,
right.
Eventually, it'll be game 79 in baseball. And you're like, all right.
Yeah, right.
Another game. But then all of a sudden, you might be going to work every day. And then here we go, Friday night. I got a Bananas game to go to, and I have no idea what to expect, and that's perfectly fine.
Right. And
sometimes
being
spontaneous is the way to do it.
Right. But I think we've lost a lot of that fun in sports. I think people get too in the weeds with the stuff that really doesn't matter. Like when I watched sports growing up, I'm sure when you did as well, it was fun. You enjoyed it. You didn't care about numbers. You didn't care about stats. Now that's all what people care about. It's taking the fun out of the game. Let's just get back to watching it and having fun. And I think that's what the Bananas do a great job of, just giving you the opportunity to have fun for 2 hours.
Somebody says it also lets kids see the fun side of sports, and sports can even be and can even be, if it's not your standard sport and how it's played, they're falling in love with the sport because of the fun versus seeing things that could be boring to them at a younger age.
That's
or
exactly
even
right.
something that is just only about the competition and not the fun or the joy of the sport. That's exactly what they've captured.
Yeah, and that's what I tell my kids all the time when they play sports. I just want you to have fun. I don't really care about the numbers and all that stuff. Did you have fun? Did you have a good time? And if the answer is yes, you're winning, and the Bananas have fun every time they take the field.
We'll get with Adam Byron on the other side, the director of baseball operations for those Savannah Bananas, in studio with us on the other side here on Fesco and Dusty, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and let's talk about something that maybe you're afraid or you've been putting off to talk about, and that is low testosterone, because it can cause a host of problems, from fatigue, brain fog, low sex drive, bad workouts. Well, wait no longer and go see my friends at Heartland Men's Health, who are experts at treating low testosterone. You can go to their website at heartlandmenshealth.com, take a low T quiz on their website. It's simple, 10 questions, yes or no answers, and it takes 2 minutes. Schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health. They will do your lab work and have your results within 30 minutes. A licensed medical provider will review your results with you and discuss your options, and you will make the decision together with their medical team. Cost of the appointment is only $99, which includes medical consult, T and PSA test. If you sign up for the testosterone treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. So say goodbye to the fatigue. Say goodbye to the low sex drive, the brain fog. Say goodbye to all of it and go see my friends at Heartland Men's Health, who are successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. Most men wait a year or longer, and there is no need to wait. So they have 3 locations to serve you. They have one in Overland Park, Kansas, Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. Call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace, just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Right now, get a free select tool when you buy the Craftsman V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. So, I wanted to write a thank you note for every dollar Missouri Lottery players have given to Missouri and education, but that would be 8.4 billion notes. So to save a little time and a whole lot of paper, here's just one. Dear every single lottery player in Missouri, thank you for helping us give $8.4 billion to Missouri and education. Sorry, my trumpet's in the shop. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 70 eastbound heavy from Prospect over towards 23rd. Construction has you down to 1 lane. You're very slow in through there right now. Westbound lane's a little sluggish coming in from 23rd towards Prospect with the left lane taken away. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back in on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan on an 8 o'clock hour on a Friday. Can't wait to get to the weekend, 3-day weekend. Going to relax, have some fun. Adam Virant in studio with us today. Mr. Virant, how are you doing?
Great, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
No, thanks for coming in. We appreciate the time. What you guys do for the sport of baseball. I'm sure you've got tons that you can get into with the Savannah Bananas, but you're in Kansas City this weekend. What's that mean to you?
Oh, man. You know, growing up in Omaha, Nebraska and playing baseball right down the street at Fort Scott, this means everything. I was telling you guys, I spent so much time in Kansas City playing baseball.
Yeah.
And, this is the Midwest. This is what I knew growing up. Right? There's no internet when I grew up. I knew the Kansas City Royals, I knew the Omaha Royals. And, I'm so fired up to come back here.
It sucks that it's going to rain all weekend. Do you guys play in the rain? Or do you have like some kind of invention that you guys, because I've envisioned the banana umbrella where you guys just open this thing and now the stadium's a dome. Like if anybody's going to do that, it's going to be you guys.
You know, I think that's on Jesse Cole's list of ideas.
It should be, yes.
You know, do we play in the rain? Absolutely. You know,
do? Okay.
Whatever's normal, do the complete opposite.
Oh, wow. Okay. So because I'm sure fans are concerned, like if it's supposed to be washed out all weekend, you guys are playing rain or shine.
Hey, as long as they let us on that field and play, we're playing.
Okay. Awesome. So how did you get to the Bananas? How did this whole thing come together?
Yeah, great question.
Thank you.
The I didn't know it was a comedy show, but I got to step it up. So
You got to wake the people up, man.
Absolutely. Played college baseball and wanted to, make it to the big leagues. It didn't happen for me. So I went, I took the natural route and I went to law school because there was this cool movie in the theaters called Jerry Maguire. He made sports agents look really cool. And I was like, I want to look like Tom Cruise. And I figured that was the move. So I practiced law for about 10 years and hated every single second of it and needed a change. And so my father kind of drove me to coaching and teaching. And so I started coaching baseball in New York City. I helped create a baseball program called the Bulldog Ball Club. Mm-hmm. And during that time, I met a guy named Nate Fish. Nate Fish was coaching with Tyler Gillum, who's the head coach for the CPL team when the Bananas were up and running. And they had this idea to take the show on the road, take Banana Ball on the road, to figure out what they can do for the rest of the season when College Summer League wasn't playing. So they hired Nate as the head coach. He brought me along. And I literally showed up in Savannah. Nobody knew I was coming. I literally just was like, hey, I'm here to help. Mm-hmm. And I fell in love with everything Banana Land. I fell in love with Jesse Cole's passion and drive. I fell in love with the people. I fell in love with the idea of bringing entertainment, infusing it with baseball, and putting on the greatest show in the world. And after that One City World Tour, which was in 2022.
One City World Tour.
Man, we went a long ways there. Absolutely.
Where'd you go? Savannah was it?
No, we went to this beautiful destination called Mobile, Alabama.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah. I think they were the only stadium that would take us during that time.
So I'm glad you say that, because now you're filling out baseball stadiums
and football stadiums
and football stadiums. Like, what's that like when you go to a football stadium that seats 80,000 people? And you know what you're doing, and it's impacting the entire generation of kids, adults, everything.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. When we played Clemson about 4 weeks ago, at 81,000 fans, and growing up as a Husker football fan, I had an idea what 80,000 fans look like. Up until that point.
Explain to Husker fans today what that looks like, because they're not familiar with it.
Don't do that to him.
Yeah, when we showed up to Clemson, we're like, how are we going to entertain 81,000 fans? How are we going to make the person who's in that top row have as good of an experience as somebody who's in the front row? Right. And so that's the big challenge that every single stadium we go to, especially the big ones, is how do we make sure that somebody has a great experience at a small venue, medium venue, but also those major ones. And, we've adapted our show so much to the venues that we're playing in. It's kind of like a rock band. If you see Dave Matthews at a theater, it's a different show versus, a huge festival. So
right.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying, but we've learned a lot. The one thing we do is we fail fast and adjust quickly. So
and we're talking about Adam Virant. He's the director of baseball operations for the Savannah Bananas in town. And we could sit here and talk all day about how all of this gets started. But do you guys go in with a script to every show? How much is scripted? How much is natural? How much of it just comes to the players? And how much of it is already pre-planned out?
Yeah, great question.
Thank you.
All of the second great question you've had today.
Thank you.
All the baseball is 100% real, nothing scripted.
Right.
I'm from a baseball standpoint. And like Tim Kirchin told us, if the baseball's not good, this thing does not work. There is script from a show element things, right? If we're going to have some cool walk-ups that kind of lands on TikTok or current trend, that has to be scripted. It has to be performed and rehearsed. So how much is scripted? All of the entertainment elements are scripted because they have to be. Other than that, we have all that baseball that is 100% legit. And so, we go through rehearsals, but our guys are so good at coming up with, improv type of ideas. Think about it. It's a lot like Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
There's a writer's room and there's ideas that are thrown around, and we want the players fully engaged in those ideas, because if they're doing something they don't want to do, they're not going to be able to throw their passion into it and then put on the greatest show for the fans. So, yeah, there's an element of scripting of the entertainment, but again, that baseball is legit.
How do you find that player that's an athlete and like a thespian all kind of wrapped up into one, or an athlete that's willing to do kind of that extra stuff?
Yeah, well, we have a scouting department no different than Major League Baseball. And we, Barry Aldridge, our director of recruiting, is scouring the country for, hey, this guy can play at a high level, but he also has a unique talent. And so if you want to come to one of our tryouts, which, by the way, we're having a tryout on Sunday. It's invite only. And as we go around the cities, we're trying to find the next greatest banana ball player. And so they have to submit an application. It's different, as you can imagine. We want to know your baseball skills, but we also want to know, what are you going to do differently on a baseball field that is going to make our fans remember you? So they have to submit, a video and, hey, here's what I'm going to do if I play on one of your teams, and then they have to show up and do it. Our tryouts are amazing. It's half dance show at our tryouts and half baseball. And we start with Hey Baby, which is our dance, kind of we have our hands over our head. And you can imagine if you played baseball down at Kansas or Oklahoma, and the first thing you do at a banana ball tryout is dance. But it reveals everything, right? And what what we tell them is, there's safety in numbers here, guys, right? Like, if you are not dancing, if you're not giving it your all, everybody's staring at you. You're sticking out like a sore thumb. So, what we do is not easy. It's a lot of work. It's way different than baseball. So getting the right guy in the mix so they don't burn out. If they're doing things they don't want to do, they're going to burn out, and they're not going to like this.
Right. So some of your games you be seen on ESPN, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and stuff like that. You got an agreement with ESPN, 10 games plus 2 additional games as well this year. What's that mean to you?
That's everything.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise that, MLB and ESPN are not going to be continuing with their relationship.
Right.
And I don't know what those reasons are, but my bet is that it is an extension of people leaving the game of baseball and losing fans, right? Like if nobody's tuning in to watch games on ESPN, there's probably no revenue dollars there. So what does it mean to us? It's just kind of a new chapter. It's a new challenge because when we play on ESPN, we have 2 hours. All right. Very few baseball games can go, shorter than 2 hours. So it's a big challenge for us to continue to push the pace on playing the most high impact, entertaining, fast baseball, different style of baseball that anybody's ever played. So it's a new challenge for us, but it also just means that there's people out there who really, truly support us despite what the comments say. And,
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, who the hell cares what the comments say? Like, people spend too much time worrying about what people on social media are saying.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that we learn a lot from what people are saying. Sure, like the people who say, hey, this isn't real baseball, we say, you're exactly right. It's banana ball.
Right.
It's a different version of baseball. But, we read everything because we learn from our fans. I don't stay up at night worrying about, 96.5 fan for life, saying, Coach Viro, you're stupid. I don't worry about that. But I do care about when people say, we went to Clemson and, man, that was a lot of people. And I think that they could change the game a little bit this way so I could have a better experience. So we're learning.
Sure.
It's kind of a big comment box. But, most of the people who say it's not real or, hey, doing a backflip and catching a ball isn't hard. I'm like, cool, man. Let me see it.
Yeah.
Send me your video.
Nice pitch, a-hole, is one we read. I'm like, this guy probably couldn't throw it 25 miles per hour. Do you lean into that? Like, do you embrace the hate as a team of fun that just completely can squash that when you sell out Raymond James Stadium?
Yeah. I think 3 years ago, we would kind of take it as like a chip on our shoulder, as a challenge. Nowadays, we know our guys are so confident in what we're doing. We really are man, we know that we're onto something here. And we know that we're spreading joy and love for families. And so, those guys they're reading it and laughing, right? And
as they should,
but there are challenges, right? Like, we're only as good as our next game. So if people are like, seen it before, I've seen that trick play before. Okay. Hey, you know what, Ryan Cox, time to recalibrate. Let's do this. So, there's a level of motivation that can come with it.
But there's also that stuff that people expect to see, like when you go, I'm just trying to think of something off the top of my head. You go to a concert, you want to hear the top songs. Like, no matter how many times you've heard Living on a Prayer, when you go to a Bon Jovi concert, you want to hear that song, right? You've heard it 1,000 times, but you better hear that at the concert. Do you guys have things like that? Like, you've done this 1,000 times, like the guy on stilts or the bat on fire. Like, if you decided not to have that part of one of your shows, I think people would be upset about that kind of stuff.
Man, you nailed it. If Stilts does not do anything in a game, if he doesn't hit or pitch, we will get mail. Jesse Cole will hear about it.
Yeah.
Stilts is such an interesting thing because when he tried out 5 years ago, we were looking for the best baseball players around. We were trying to get the highest caliber of players to play this newfangled game that we had called banana ball. Our vision from a coaching standpoint wasn't entertaining. That was Jesse's vision. We had a different task. So when Stilts came and tried out and said, hey, coach, I have Stilts and I ride a unicycle. Should I get those in the batter's box? And I'm like trying to coordinate 90 guys and trying to figure out what's going on here. And he ended up coming out and taking batting practice in his Stilts. And everybody was like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. We were going to cut him because he wasn't the best baseball player. And then Jesse's like, you need to see the vision here. This isn't just about playing baseball. This is about people seeing things and doing things on a baseball field nobody's ever done. So we put him on the team. And I can tell you that he is the most popular. Whenever Stilts is announced that they're coming out to pitch or hit, every single phone, I'm telling you, every single phone comes out in the stadium and you hear a gasp. So if he doesn't play, we'll hear about it. But trick plays, people want to see trick plays. People want to see that, but they also want to see these entertainment elements that have made us who we are. So there's things that happen on every single game. Banana Baby, where we anoint the next banana baby. We do Hey Baby. We do Yellow by Coldplay as our kind of like seventh inning.
That was
stretch.
the last song I heard driving in today. That's weird.
There you go. Yeah. So there are these kind of staples that we do every single game, but there's beauty and the magic about what we don't know is going to happen. And that's exciting.
So who's like a guy, because you played baseball growing up and through college, like who's a guy that when they're on, like, because we always bring up the topic that George Brett told us, like when Bobby Wood Jr.'s up, he doesn't go take a piss. He just stays and watches. He'll hold it. Who's the guy that everybody, I mean, you mentioned Stills, but who's the guy for you that you're like, this could be special? I want to see how this gets 80,000 people to react.
Man, Coach Rack, Robert Anthony Cruz, he's been with us for 2 years. This guy is truly amazing. He's taken the world by storm on socials. He's like captured. He is the voice of youth sports now. You know, it doesn't. We hear "Where's Coach Rack" about 50,000 times every single game, but that dude is so good at baseball. Played in the Washington Nationals organization, but anytime he comes to bat, something great could happen. He can destroy baseballs, but he's also one of the most entertaining, talented players that we have. He did gymnastics, so there's always some sort of element of acrobat in everything he does.
Wow.
And he just crushes it. He absolutely crushes it. He's kind of one of those guys where like Derek Jeter back in the Yankee days, it's like, oh man, magic's going to happen. So Coach Rack does that. But honestly, we have anybody in our starting lineups are phenomenal. DR Meadows, our backflipping center fielder, is no regard for his own safety and health when he's throwing his body all over the place. You know, that guy can pull out anything at any time. Eric Jones at first base. I mean, Bill Leroy behind the dish. These guys are truly talented. They're the most talented players I've ever seen on a baseball field. And it's just not my opinion. We had former big leaguers who join us who say, I wouldn't be able to do that. I can't do that stuff. So you never know what you're going to see.
What do you guys have planned in Kansas City? I assume you tailor make everything for where you're going to be and have surprises, right?
Taylor Swift's going to be there?
I hope so. Oh, you're getting Taylor Swift out there? That's awesome. He kind of looked at you like, how did you know?
I wish.
There's a kind of a silence here.
There's kind of a silence. Taylor Swift. If I tell you all the secrets, then we're going to ruin it.
Yeah.
But we do take into consideration the city we're in. If there's a special guest there that the city embraces, we might try to get them to come there. We really want to just, like you mentioned about the shows, like a concert, everybody wants to see the bangers, right? Our special guests and our entertainment, man, we want people to leave Kansas City. We want people to leave Clemson and say, wow, that was very thoughtful. I can't believe they did the hill run. I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they did this. And like that's one thing why our show is so unique. Unlike the Harlem Globetrotters are amazing. We get so many comparisons to them.
Of course,
but they did the same show pretty much over and over again. We adapt. We do about 25 different things in every single show from an entertainment standpoint or whatever it may be because it needs to stay fresh.
Right.
Right? We don't want to become, oh, I saw it once, I don't need to see it again. And so, they did this in Kansas City. What are they going to do in Anaheim? What are they going to do in, Houston? Right? And so we need to constantly adjust because we know that, hey, we can't become obsolete. We can't become boring. But that motivates us right there.
How much easier, you mentioned bringing people that are connected to the city, right? When you guys first started this, I'm sure you called up and said, hey, we're the Savannah Bananas. Can so-and-so come join us from the Chiefs? And they're like, click. Now I'm sure you have these people calling you, right? Like Mahomes is probably calling you and go, hey, can I be part of this thing,
Yeah, for the record, Mahomes has not called. We're still waiting.
Okay.
But he may call. My phone is on.
It's on? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But, yeah, early on, Jake Peavy was the first one from Mobile, Alabama, who reached out to us, of all people.
Wow.
Right? And he was like, I love what you're doing. We're like, thank you. You know who we are. Nowadays, a little bit easier. We talk to the organizations today and ask them, who do you want to celebrate? Who do you want to bring back? And it has to work though. These players, they have to want to do this because, if they're all in, then they're gonna create unforgettable moments for their fans.
So speaking of unforgettable moments for fans, Johnny Gomes gave a pretty epic speech in Kansas City when they won the World Series. He also did some banana ball. How was that experience?
Johnny was amazing.
He's perfect for banana ball, isn't he?
He's perfect. There's a lot of crazy perfect people out there. Banana ball. Love you, Johnny. Yeah. He joined us 3 years ago when we played the Kansas City Monarchs. Came running in with a flag, and he's perfect for this.
Yeah.
And growing up and as a Kansas City Royals fan and seeing him in the Royals uniform, that was more special, to me. But yeah, I mean, these guys are all in, and then they tell about their friends about their experiences, and we could do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Adam Virant is with us. He's the director of baseball operations for the Savannah Bananas. And you also have a connection, like more so than anybody, I would imagine, to mostly everybody in the Royals front office right now. Like Dayton Moore recruited you to go to George Mason University, and then you battled Q out for player of the year or whatever, and he kicked your ass, I guess, is the long and short of it.
I don't think that's,
you lost to a man who was injured?
Where'd you play baseball at?
I didn't know.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I so grew up in Omaha, and I played baseball right down the street at Fort Scott Junior College. And coming out of there, we had a connection to George Mason. Dayton Moore recruited me, and I ended up going there. But he then left. I don't know what I said to him, but he went and joined with the Braves.
Right.
At the same time, J.J. Piccolo also was recruiting me at George Washington, and
A lot of Georges.
A lot of G's, right? And then then Quintaro beat me out. I mean, he didn't even play the entire season. That's how bad I was.
Or maybe that's how good he was.
I don't know.
Because what level was that?
That was D1.
Yeah, that's when he peaked. I love you, Matt. You know that.
One thing I want to go back to, because I think it's interesting. You guys went on a cruise.
Oh, yeah.
What was that like? Because that seems like, sign me up if you do it again. I don't know if I'll make it the whole way, but I mean, I'm down for something like this.
Well, we are doing the cruise again next February.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But that was actually an amazing experience. It was really interesting because it was at the end of our season. Our tour is long, and the last, guys just want to get done with things.
Yeah.
So it was the last thing we did, and I know that going into it.
So you end in February?
The upcoming cruise is going to be in February for next year. We did that last one in October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so last year we ended it, and a lot of guys didn't want to do it. Well, I don't want to say they want to do it, but they weren't thrilled about it because it was a long season. Now they're going to go on a cruise with 3,000 fans, and they just want to start the recovery process. I can tell you after the first 6 hours of being on that boat, every single guy was so fired up to be there.
Oh, wow.
We had literally the best time. I'm telling you, I'm not just trying to market this thing. That cruise was one of the coolest things and experiences that we could provide for our fans.
Believe it.
Unbelievable.
What happened that had that switch flipped?
Stilts got hammered and got on the stilts.
Unbelievable.
I would love that.
Because we all, it's human nature. Sometimes you go into things, you're like, I'm dreading this. I don't want to do that. And to have everybody flip that fast, that's crazy to me. What did you guys do to have that switch flipped?
We love our fans. We truly do. The name of our organization is Fans First Entertainment. And every single guy that's in our organization, they are here for the fans. We don't exist but for the fans. And so every decision we make, we ask, is this best for the fans? We want to put on a cruise. We want to put on a really unique experience. Emily Cole, Jesse's wife and co-owner, put this together. And, man, it was amazing. Just the outpouring of love from those fans that decided to sign up and be on a boat with us for five days. We had amazing entertainment. We had hundreds of different activities. We ran trick play competitions for kids. We did coffee and thoughts in the morning with the coaches where you could just sit.
Awesome.
I mean, we put on a Broadway level show with all the players. It was truly amazing.
But you guys do that every night too in different cities. I don't think people appreciate exactly that's why I keep prying you how does this all come together? Because I'm amazed by what you guys do. Because Broadway, no knock on Broadway, because I'm a huge Broadway fan. It's the same show every night.
Correct.
You guys are changing it up constantly. It's remarkable to me.
It is remarkable. The team that we have working for us is absolutely incredible. Zach Frangelo, our director of entertainment, can understand Jesse's vision and make it become reality. And Jesse's incredible. If he's listening to this, he's going to hate this, but one of the most truly remarkable people I've ever been around. Not just because he signs my paycheck, but truly remarkable. He wakes up every day and he has idea sessions and he writes down whatever's on his mind about how can we make things better. He's always looking to make things better for the fans. Yeah. And so, Jesse, Tyler Gillum, our head coach, Kara, everybody is pulling the rope the same direction. Everybody, and it's super powerful when that happens.
It sounds utopic. It really does, because you would wish every organization was like that, not just in sports, but just in general, where everybody's working for that same common goal all the time. And it doesn't seem like there's any agendas, and everybody's and Jesse, you keep mentioning the founder of this thing. I've been reading a lot about him since this whole thing started. Guy's brilliant. I mean, brilliant to come up with stuff like this.
Man, that guy works so hard, and he's so wickedly funny. And Yeah, it's really powerful to have a whole bunch of people in the room and they're like, here's where we're going, and we are all in alignment. We disagree, but it's respectful, and it's all for the purpose of, hey, put on the best show for the fans. That's truly it. And so, yeah, I mean, we're fired up to do it here in KC, man.
So as we wrap up this interview, I have one request for you: is can you somehow get MLB to incorporate the rule of the foul ball and the fan catches the guys out? That's the greatest rule.
Great rule. Love it.
It's the greatest rule in all of sports ever.
Literally, it's involvement. It works. It's a disadvantage to somebody. It's an advantage to somebody else, and you have to pay attention.
You got to pay attention. Yeah, I have no impact on what MLB does.
I wish you did.
Yeah, but you're getting rule. I mean, it's kind of like the XFL and NFL. The NFL's looking at the XFL, stealing ideas from them. The cameras and stuff like that. Maybe baseball steals some stuff from you guys.
Yeah, we're not competing. We're on this for the same reason, to really grow this game.
Yeah, and you guys have done an amazing job. It's remarkable. I love every minute. Every time I see it, I'm just like, wow, these guys are just amazing, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
No, we appreciate the time. We appreciate what you're doing for the sport of baseball, especially for me, a baseball connoisseur. I wish I had this when I was a kid, because I know I'd try to go, even though it's almost impossible because of how good and what a show you guys are putting on. So, Adam, thank you very much for the time, and good luck with Kansas City this weekend.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Coming up on the other side here on Fesco and Dusty, we will get into Richard of the Week at 9 o'clock, but also Olympic flag football. Each team will only be allowed to send one player. Who should the Chiefs send? Bob's answer might shock you. Maybe not Max, but we'll get into that on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Michael Waka, and you're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control have done an unbelievable job on our lawn. I'm looking forward to the rain for a little bit of a reason this weekend, because that keeps that grass green, keeps it beautiful, because Aspen's put in so much work to make our lawn look awesome. There's no dandelions, there's no weeds, there's none of that stuff, and Aspen has put in so much work. And I can get a little bit of rain this weekend. I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to love it, because it's going to keep my lawn looking awesome, and that's what I want. The other thing about Aspen Lawn and Pest Control that I love is that the pest control side has finally arrived at our house. We have no mosquitoes, we have no ticks, we have no fleas. That mosquito dome was put over our house and keeps all of those bugs out all spring and summer long. It has been so much fun and so enjoyable sitting out back, not having to worry about getting eaten by bugs. And so right now, if you mention this ad, you're going to get up to half off your first application just by saying hello to the folks over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, and you heard us talking about them. And with Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, you're going to get that full service pest control, irrigation, and lawn care. So visit them today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
My name is John Clay Wolf. I'm the founder of GimmeTheVin.com. Every month, for the next 10 months, everyone that sells us their car to GimmeTheVin.com will get put in a drawing for a $25,000 winner. We're going to pull one of you out of a hat, and somebody's going to win $25,000. So we're paying more, and you might win $25,000. GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's Best Car Buyer for nothing.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
I'll tell you, my friends over at Foaling have got the spot for you this weekend with that rain coming. You're thinking, all right, what are we going to do with the kiddos? It's Memorial Day weekend. We need something fun for everybody. Well, the answer to that question is Foaling. Football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. You got to take your best shot at Casey's funkiest sports entertainment venue off of 435 and State Line. Foaling is pretty simple. You set up bowling pins just like you're going to bowl. But instead of rolling that bowling ball, you're throwing the football. You're knocking the pins down, you're re-racking, you're setting them back up, and you're doing it all over again. It's competition. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's perfect for families. It's perfect for kids. It's perfect for date night. It's perfect for everything, and you're going to love it, love it, love it, love it. And that's why I want you to sign up for their double league that's taking place this summer. 7 weeks during Wednesdays, they're going to have Foaling Doubles League. And on May 30th, a week from today, they're going to have their Foaling Doubles Tournament. Cash prizes are going to be awarded. So reserve your lane now at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com, and get your foal on.
I'm McCall from Lee Summit Subaru, and we're committed to helping our community through the Subaru Love Promise, like our commitment to Hillcrest Transitional Housing to help solve homelessness. Lee Summit Subaru also sponsors several pet adoption clinics like Midwest Animal Rescue and events each year such as Dogtoberfest. It's all part of the Subaru Love Promise, and we're committed to helping our community fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru. LeeSummitSubaru.com.
In 1950, my great-grandpa started Gunner Pest Control.
And 75 years later, we're still Kansas City's highest-rated team of local experts. With decades of experience, our team has perfected the treatment plan to keep your home free from bugs, rodents, and termites. Gunter protects your home, but also the environment. Our treatments are safe for pets and kids, and our electric service vehicles are charged in our solar-powered garage. Go Gunter, go green.
The peace lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Buying a new car might make you say things like,
I can't believe it.
Seriously, it's ours?
Is this real life? Yeah, it's real life, all right.
but what you really need to say is something that can protect your new ride.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yep, we're here to help you choose the coverage you need. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Storm season 2025 is here. Get peace of mind on the health of your roof and make Century Roofing your first call. We have extended our free material upgrade sale on all roof replacements. Get a Class 3 or 4 impact-resistant shingle for the same price of the standard 30-year or premium shingle. Save on your insurance premium and see why we continue to be voted best of Johnson County. Trust the Pillars of Strength for 35 years. KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, KC.com.
Century Roofing. Trust the Pillars of Strength.
Robsite Ford. Non-commissioned staff, low prices, best trade-ins, and the biggest selection. Visit robsite.com.
Shopping for a new Ford? Go where it's easy. Robsite Ford. Non-commissioned staff, huge trade-in values, and Kansas City's top-rated Ford dealer. Robsite Ford. ROBSIGHT.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Diving right back into it here on Fesco and Dusty, and Mac Laurie with you as well. Thank you to Adam Byrant. That was a fun interview. It was good to know the ins and outs of the Savannah Baseball League, the Savannah Bananas Baseball. I'm down with it, man. That guy sold me. Should be a fun weekend at the K. Like he said, there will be surprises. There will be people that will show up. He always tries to get some local ties, so if you're out there, let us know what you see. I'm champing at the bit to figure out what the surprise in Kansas City will be.
I think they're going to like it.
Yeah. Can I get a shout out for my daughter, Cameron, who is on her way to Jefferson City for state and track? Shout out, Cameron.
Let's
go get
Cameron.
Go get that state title. Go hold that, Missouri plaque. That's what everybody wanted to do in high school, was win state in something. I should have played golf. And actually, I wouldn't have been good. Got to get that thing figured out.
Not this weekend.
No, but today I can. I got some time today.
All right.
Although it does look a little gloomy outside.
Ooh, it's supposed to rain like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. now.
No. Well, that's in 10 minutes.
I know.
And in 10 minutes, we'll get to our Richards of the Week. one of my favorite segments. But before we do that, when it comes to the Olympics and the flag football, each team will only be allowed to send one player. Who should the Chiefs send?
I'm going with Xavier Worthy. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going with no, I would have gone with Worthy if we were doing from an offensive standpoint, but I don't think anybody's thinking defensive standpoint on these. You got to have a defense, right? Give me Trent McDuffie on this team.
Ooh, okay.
Give me Trent McDuffie on this team. We're going to have to shut somebody down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So give me some defensive players. I like Trent McDuffie on this team.
There's going to be some Swedish speedster that needs to be
Well,
locked
and
up.
see, that's the thing we're missing out on, right? Is like these other countries are going to utilize flag football players. We have flag football players here. It would be like asking Vinny Pasquantino to go out and be on stilts and play in a Savannah's Banana game. It's a completely different game that I think we're totally missing the mark on, right? It's going to be a different game that we just assume all these NFL players are going to dominate. But we got all these flag football players that actually play this sport for a living and may know how to do it differently than some of these NFL players do. And that's why they're only allowing one per team, I guess, from the NFL. So if the Chiefs do send Trent McDuffie to this, then they can't send anybody else. So it's only one per team that gets the opportunity to go.
Yeah, Worthy was mine just because of like the electric speed and like I think it would be a clip that would go viral if like somebody from, I don't know, Croatia or Sweden is trying to get his flag and he makes one minor move and the guy will literally be the meme on the internet that just keeps flying from different country to different country to different country.
Yes.
Plus, I mean, you think about who you're playing against, like Xavier Worthy would just look like Tyreek Hill in the NFL, which he could eventually in a couple of years, if we can get back to it.
It's like that video when the gazelle like jukes out the cheetah that's coming for him. Just, God, that would be all it was. Yeah.
I mean, we say that, but maybe there are guys with a ton of speed that play in this flag football league, though. Just because you play in the NFL doesn't mean you're the fastest guys on earth, right?
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's speed. I'm just saying a move, like an NFL move. Like Cam Scatterbo would put somebody on skates, and he doesn't really have any other move than a truck stick and maybe a fake left to go to right. And that would still be something where they'd be like, whoa.
Did you guys ever watch any of this on TV, flag football? Because I have not. I don't know.
Very little.
Right. And I have not watched these pro guys play flag football. They may be better than any NFL player that we could ever offer up, right? And obviously they're going to have tryouts, and there's going to be some, obviously some flag football guys who are upset that the NFL guys are involved in this, and I get all that. That's their sport. But I'd be interested to see truly if the NFL players are the best at this sport in the world, or if we do have guys that play flag football that are just better at flag football than even the NFL players are.
Because what, Luis Rees-Sammet will probably play for Wales?
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
I mean,
of course.
Right? Because he's...
So they'll just get their rugby athletes, I imagine?
I would assume.
I think they have, like, flag football teams. I don't think we'd be adding this sport in if countries didn't already participate in flag football. I mean, we're not just creating a sport just because we want to have some American football players in it. This is a international thing. And so that's why I wonder, like, we're excited about the NFL players participating in this, but are they even going to be the best players out there at this sport? Because if you take it out, again, I'll go with the bananas analogy or the Harlem Globetrotters analogy, doing all of that, it's a different game than what we see on Sunday. So that's why I want to know if this flag football stuff and these players are going to be a lot different than these NFL players. And maybe it's not the best idea to use NFL players. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Just because it's called football doesn't mean it's the same game.
Yeah, somebody in the text line says flag football players are pretty damn sick and carry skills that NFL players don't have. I would just assume it's just like a different style of game, but still you have to have the same skill set as NFL players. Like you still have to be able to throw, catch, be open, make a move, know where to go, when to be there. I feel like that's all just like baseball.
I think the strategy is probably a lot different in flag football. I think there's probably more of avoiding the tackle, obviously, and body movements, in flag football, because I think moving the body at the right direction and angle and all that kind of stuff is probably more important than in the NFL because they're trying to rip that flag, not try to bring you down. And so I'm sure there's a lot of strategy that these guys have and these players have. And they'll tell you, too, that they have that NFL players probably don't have. Who are you going with, Mac?
Yeah, I think Xavier's pretty good. I do like the McDuffie pick, though, because you're right, I hadn't thought about defense really at all when I think about this. We just think about the speed, the quarterbacks, but you're right. You're going to need some guys on the defensive end. Yeah, McDuffie's not a bad option.
Yeah, I mean, and then maybe a rush guy, too. Like, if you're going to have a guy rush the quarterback right now from the NFL, who is that guy that you would put out there? Because T.J. Watt's not that answer, I don't think.
Garrett.
Miles Garrett, maybe.
He's too big.
Is he
Micah
too big?
Parsons.
Is he fast enough to get there?
Micah Parsons, maybe.
I don't know.
It's fast.
Yeah, I don't know
Max
what it
Crosby.
entails rushing the quarterback and what you're allowed to do.
3 Mississippi.
Yeah, right.
Because if it's just no pads, then maybe it's someone like Nick Bolton, who's like faster, and you're not like you're having to bulldoze someone. You just need to run around. That's Nick Bolton. Maybe.
What about Willie Gay? Seriously, like that dude had some speed. He could go sideline to sideline. Maybe he's the type of player.
Leo Chenal might be a psycho in flag football.
Could be, yeah, right. I mean, but I don't know. I'm just kind of talking out loud because I think at times we look at sports and we're like, oh, anybody could do that. It's no big deal. And it's human nature. We all do that. Like we're looking at flag football like, oh, the NFL players are just going to go out there and dominate. But what if they don't? What if they don't go out there and dominate? Like, remember back in the day, when I forget who it was, you tried to hit against Jenny Finch, and she was throwing that riser, and this Major League Baseball player couldn't catch up with it. And so just because it's a similar sport and you're at the best of your level doesn't mean you're any good at this sport. So I kind of caution people with this NFL stuff. Yeah, it's going to be fun, but it doesn't mean they're the best players out there. The best flag football players may be the ones that are currently playing in the Flag Football Federation.
This statement came with 2 exclamation marks. There's a lot of countries that play tackle football. So there's that. Coming up on the other side, we'll get into the Richard of the Week, brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Surfside Vodka and Lemonade. We'll get into that Richard of the Week on the other side here on Fesco and Dusty with Mac Morey as well. 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
Fesco and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and you know baseball is continuing to roll on. The weather is getting nicer, and this season we're bringing you the proud partner of your Kansas City Royals, Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, Surfside Lemonade Vodka. They're absolutely delicious and pair perfectly with a day at the K or on that patio. Find it in Kauffman Stadium all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles, so it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game. Ask for it at your local bars and liquor stores. You must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
In the moments that matter most, you show up. You protect, you serve, you heal, you care. Now, let Reiselman Nissan show up for you with our Hero Appreciation Program. Kansas City's heroes get special discounts every single day. Choose from over 160 new Nissans with Kicks, Sentras, and Altimas starting as low as $399 a month, because honoring you is our privilege. Visit ReiselmanNissan.com. Every customer, every time. Reiselman Nissan.
Not all vehicles may apply. See dealer or check ReiselmanNissan.com for all details.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer? You want the most knowledgeable physicians with the latest technology. That's KCPI, the Kansas City Proton Institute. KCPI has a full suite of the most advanced imaging and treatment technology necessary to localize high-intensity proton beams. That's a critical part of maximizing cure rates while minimizing recovery time and long-term side effects. Proton therapy provides patients with the most advanced form of radiation treatments for cancer. It destroys cancer cells with supreme accuracy, reducing the risk of harmful side effects. KCPI has Kansas City's first and only system that uses pencil beam technology, resulting in precision targeting and less radiation to your surrounding healthy tissue. Proton therapy is now available in the comfort of an office at KCPI, making it more efficient and affordable than a hospital. So contact KCPI for the most knowledgeable physicians with the latest technology. Don't wait. Get precision technology with the highest safety measures with KCPI. Online at kcpi.com. It's the trip and the game of a lifetime. Join the Red Kingdom in Sao Paulo, Brazil, as Kansas City takes on their division rivals from LA on September 5th. True Fan Travel is taking die-hard fans on an unforgettable 6-night adventure across Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo with authentic local experiences and exclusive events, all filled with beaches, music, food, football, and much more. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or it's your first international game, you'll explore, connect, and rep KC like never before. Learn more at truefantravel.com.
It's time to build that dream deck over at All Weather Decks. Schedule a free estimate today at 913-206-1974 or online at allweatherdecks.net. All Weather Decks, the right deck at the right price.
My perfect day has sand, salt, water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Brought to you by MVP. Only $39 for an AC tune-up. Book now at themvpkc.com. MVP Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Electric is your home's MVP this spring and summer. Get a summer AC tune-up for just $39 and avoid costly repairs. 913-214-1212 or visit themvpkc.com. MVP. One call does it all.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 70 eastbound, heavy from Prospect over towards 23rd Street. Construction has you down to 1 lane. Kansas side 69 highway northbound, a little sluggish approaching 167th Street. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Go check out 96.5 The Fan's Instagram page for videos, giveaways, and behind-the-scenes content. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2. Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Once again, shout out to Adam Byrant, the head of baseball operations for those Savannah Bananas. Enjoy it this weekend if you're going. Somebody on the text line said that he was going to go, but girlfriend's getting her wisdom teeth pulled out, so gave the tickets to the parents, and he's already insanely jealous. Brutal.
Oh, that's
Hey, you know what, though? If this is going to be a long-termer for you with the girl, it's the right move.
Yeah, good call.
You know, so you're making the right decision. The key is to get her on some of those pain meds and then slip out and go to the game. There's actually an episode of Wings about this back in the 90s where, you know, Joe was supposed to take care of Helen because she was having her wisdom teeth out, but wanted to watch the game, and so ended up drugging her and getting her, you know, all loopy, and then went and watched the game. Now, he was only watching the game in the house with the fellas and whatnot. She was up in the bedroom.
Yeah.
A little bit different, but, I mean, if it worked in a sitcom.
Oh, Richard, I'm so happy. Hold me.
Richard of the Week. Not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
9 o'clock on a Friday. You hear the open, you know it's a Richard of the Week segment. It is brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Damn right, Mac. Let the people know. Proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories, and the best part is 0 bubbles, so you have 0 troubles. So on your holiday weekend, go to your local liquor store, Hy-Vee, Quick Trip. They got them all there.
They're really good.
They're nastily good.
Seriously, they're really
they're
good.
amazingly awesome.
Peach tea one's great.
Yes.
I mean, you could drink 6 of those. Got to be careful. Drink responsibly.
Yes, absolutely.
Must be 21 years of age or older.
Void were prohibited.
Airline, no?
No airline this week. Ooh. No airline this week, except I thought about it. There's a new airline seat maker
not
out
happening.
there. I sent you guys this.
Yeah, not happening.
Seats that are bicycle seats where you stand during the flight now to fit more people.
I can barely sit.
I don't know if it's bad or not because it may be actually more comfortable, but then I saw it was a bicycle seat. I'm like, no chance. I'm straddling that thing.
He took the seat off his own bike because the way that it felt, he's not that old. Blink-182 song. Yes. Mutt. Bob, take it away, though.
All right, I'm going with a University of Buffalo graduate was chased across the stage this weekend by police at Sunday's commencement ceremony for carrying a prohibited item while he tried to collect his diploma, a baby.
What?
This guy graduating has his newborn son with him, okay?
Mm-hmm.
For the College of Liberal Arts and Science, the video shows the student running quickly from backstage to cut the line of graduates and insert himself in the proceedings while holding a baby dressed in a matching royal blue cap and gown.
Oh, that's cool.
The student was trailed by at least 2 police officers and at least 2 people who appeared to be faculty members at the university. Unable to stop his sprint, the student hands with the light to grab the diploma and ran off stage. Crowd goes wild, celebrating the guy, having a great time, right? He was then escorted off the stage by the police officer. A spokesperson for the university stressed in a statement to NBC News that police were not called to commencement, but rather they were already there. The student, they say, ignored multiple directives from the university event staff and police and ran away from officers and broke rules by bringing an infant onto the commencement stage. The student has a different story. In a TikTok video post, he goes, I talked to the university ahead of time. I asked them permission. They said, sure, no problem. Bring your child. So he did. And then he gets there and they try to arrest him and chase him across stage because he brought his child to graduation.
But he told him that he was going to bring his child onto the stage?
That's right.
Okay. I don't know if he just told him he was going to bring the baby to the commencement ceremony.
He said in the video, verified by NBC News, that during the commencement prep class, whether he could walk with his baby, he said he was told that he would be fine. So the University of Buffalo and the University Rent-A-Cops for chasing this guy across the stage at graduation for him celebrating with his newborn son, something that is a pretty cool accomplishment in life.
And he got a matching outfit?
Yeah.
Did he get a little mini diploma?
He didn't. No, that would have been fun, right? Would have been cool. But like, come on, man. It's like this is graduation. Let people celebrate. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And in 3 weeks, the university will be like, and your student loans start now.
That's right. Exactly.
Do you have a job yet?
No.
Everywhere I go, they say I need 2 years of experience, but I need a degree. I don't know what this is, but it sounds like a catch-22 to me. Mac, you got a Rich of the Week?
I mean, just to stay topical with just having Adam Virant on, I mean, it kind of just heightened the fact that, man, these people hating on Savannah Banana baseball, dude.
How about that text line guy?
Gosh.
We have a text line guy?
Oh,
Yes,
dude.
we
I
did.
sit back as I told him it was lame AF what he said. You know what he said, right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, you have it?
I could do this.
No.
Yeah, I got it. Here we go. Not my cup of tea. It's dancing and gimmicks. That's not baseball.
You're right.
IMO. It's a gimmick. It's fine, but it's not baseball. Kids are going to grow up and think this is gimmick. It's real baseball. I said, why would they think that? Dusty said, no, they're not. That's lame AF.
No, you're right. As Adam said, we're not baseball. They're not baseball.
They're not baseball.
That's your problem.
Yeah.
Stop going in and having expectations and then having the expectations ruined and then you being mad at the person who ruined your expectation. Your expectation is all you. If you expect that you're going to see baseball, then you have the wrong expectation.
He's right. I mean, I'm still waiting for the Easter Bunny to come by my house and drop off eggs because as a kid, I thought that gimmick was going to continue throughout the rest of my life. I guess he just doesn't know my address.
Waiting for a fat man to come down a chimney and leave me presents in December.
I mean, where's the bunny? I as a kid, I was told.
And
that
then
it
as
was
an
gonna-
adult, it should still just continue because
my
you were told
kid's
that.
going to grow up thinking that the gimmick is real
And
baseball.
you know what? Then you're really, you know what? I could have said something there that I didn't want to say. But if your kid, it's your job to parent your kid. It's not the Savannah It's not Savannah Banana's job to parent your kid. It's not my job to parent your kid. It's not the TV's job to parent your kid. It is your job to parent your kid. And if your kid is doing things, do not blame society. Blame yourself as a parent. That is your job. You're put on earth to make sure that you raise a good kid. And if your kid grows up thinking that Savannah Bananas is real baseball, that's on you for telling your kid this is not real baseball. This is entertainment.
Damn it, Martha. You got to let that boy of ours stop watching the WWE. He's going to think that's real wrestling. You're not going to know the Greco-Roman style. Aim high, shoot low. Come here, boy. Lather up. Let's go down to the unitards. Golly.
What the hell was that? I mean, like, I am
idiot.
so over the,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
the kids. No, you're the parent. Be a parent.
It's mind
Wait, Dad, they're not going to be able to use fire bats when they go to the big leagues? 20 years later. Where's that guy on stilts? I thought he was a real player.
Yeah, why isn't he with the Royals now? Didn't he get called up?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, come
Live a
on with
little.
the kids, man. Like, that's just such nonsense. It really is.
Love a lot.
What are the kids going to say? I don't know. You're a parent. You tell them what you want them to and how you want to raise your children. You tell them exactly how it's supposed to be done in your world, and that's fine. You're the parent. It is not up to anybody in entertainment, a celebrity, an athlete, to raise your child and to create all these images for your children. You take them, you let them experience, and on the ride home, you go, now, kids, obviously that's not real baseball. They don't try to be real baseball. They want to be entertainment. They want to engage people. They want people to have fun. Did you have fun? Yeah, then it worked.
This one hits kind of close to home for my Richard of the Week. Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb doesn't care if the Browns leave Cleveland.
Did you say Lucas is the mayor of Cleveland?
Justin Bibb. Looks like Gus Freen. He says, quote,
Yes, he does.
quote, there are more important priorities than the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
That might be one of the worst teams and the worst franchise ever. You get that team out of Cleveland again, you, sir, will realize just how important a football team is in your city.
Well, they're talking about relocating to the suburbs, too. It's not like they're going to, relocate to somewhere else and the city doesn't want to pay it. That's fine, man. If these cities don't want to step up and foot the bill, the suburbs will, as we're seeing right here in this area.
I don't care if the Browns leave. I don't think that's what you should say in that position of power.
No, because the one thing
you can have that conversation in the brandy room, like, well, if they leave, whatever. But in front of the stage, in front of people, we are working diligently to try to get a resolution. We'll see what happens.
Right. Because politicians, you're either on their side or you're not, right? It's A or B, right?
Mm.
Everybody in Cleveland, though, is a Browns fan. And so the one thing that people unite around are sports. We can have all our differences in the world, but at the end of the day, at noon on Sunday, every once in a while, we watch the Chiefs. We watch the Royals. We all do that together. That's what people do together. And so when you say that the Browns aren't an important issue for you and you're the mayor of Cleveland, well, that means everybody that's a Browns fan no longer thinks you're important as the mayor of Cleveland because that's their football team, man.
Text line comes in like champions. So the Harlem Globetrotters aren't real in NBA?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. That dude grew up thinking the Harlem Globetrotters were real basketball. Then he saw the 96 Bulls and his childhood was shattered.
Yeah.
That's great. That's hilarious.
What are the kids going to think? This is real baseball. What planet are you from?
Yeah.
God, these creatures are just roaming out there saying this kind of stuff. The children are going to think this is baseball.
Sometimes you fall into other Richards of the Week via text line. That was the Richard of the Week, brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Just ask Mac, the proud partner of Dusty Likens and the proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories, and the best part is 0 bubbles for 0 troubles. Wide receiver duo list. Can 2 in Kansas City jump anybody on this preseason list? I think the answer is yes. We'll discuss. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and remember, I've got those friends at GiveMeTheVin.com, and GiveMeTheVin.com is already the best place to sell your car, and now it's even better with the GiveMeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. Give Me the VIN is giving away $25,000 in cash every month. There are 2 ways to win. Get 250 chances to win with your mail-in entry or 1,000 chances to win if they buy your car. GiveMeTheVin.com wants to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with hassle-free online options to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes that is always well above any dealer quote and is guaranteed to beat a CarMax offer, or they'll send you a check for $100. You can go to one of their pickup locations or they'll come to you. It's easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, and it's so easy you can do it in your underwear. If you don't believe me, just listen to this.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with good enough. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you.
At Casey's, we're too nice to say no. So when someone asked for a free frozen drink, we said sure. Then they said every Friday all summer, and well, now we're giving away free medium frozen drinks every Friday. Free frozen Fridays with Casey's Rewards. It's not crazy, it's Casey's. See store for details.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone.
Well, I do need a bundle of things.
When you bundle, you save.
Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter?
Save up to $12 on that bundle.
What about brake pads and rotors?
Bundle those and the brake pads are free.
Can't save more than free.
You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
Attention retirement savers. A top U.S. bank predicts a 2025 recession as tariffs rattle markets. According to reports, 2025 recession risk just increased significantly. That's why thousands of hardworking Americans are turning to award-winning precious metals company, Goldco. Goldco is offering you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. Plus, you can get an unlimited instant match and bonus silver for qualified accounts. Call 855-969-GOLD. Find out how you can help diversify your savings. Tax and penalty free today. That's 855-969-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
Ring the bell! We've done it again! Golden Oak Lending has lowered rates to 4.875 fixed. Lower your monthly payment, get cash out, pay off credit cards, and best of all, make no mortgage payments for 2 months. Lock in this incredible 4.875 rate and get your cash in as little as 14 days. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
5.81 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Stop before you dig. Click or call 811. Every dig, every time.
Hitting an underground utility can cause costly damage and serious injury. Contact Missouri 811 online or simply dial 811 at least 3 working days before you dig. It's fast, free, and the law. Safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time.
Stop before you dig. Click or call 811. Every dig, every time.
It's the law. Sponsored by Missouri 811.
Today, mix of sun and clouds, a chance of rain showers, high of 70.
Weather brought to you by Tropical Smoothie. Wear your flip-flops in cafe and score a free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset Smoothie for National Flip-Flop Day, Wednesday, May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Friday morning here on 96.5 The Fan. Fesco and Dusty. Got another 40 minutes, and then it is off to the Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you get your lawn mowed in the next couple of hours. It's supposed to rain a little bit this morning, and then you'll have the afternoon, I think. Somebody, you talk about ignorant yesterday, my neighborhood around 3 o'clock mowing their lawn. On a Thursday at 3 in the afternoon, the nerve of this person.
What's wrong with that?
It was disturbing me. I was sitting outside.
I mowed my lawn on Wednesday at Tuesday at 2:30.
Mow your lawn at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday when I'm at work.
Yeah, Bob's got very specific times for mowing.
Well, this is also the 4 o'clock on a Sunday guy too. You know,
same guy.
Yeah, but with the rain coming, I guess I'll give him a little.
Yeah, you
got to
give him a
free pass on
Man,
that.
it was funny yesterday, like really funny. I was driving down Metcalf, like where there's still the neighborhoods, and it was like every other house there was somebody mowing. And then when I got into Lee Summit in my neighborhood, every other house somebody was mowing.
Yeah,
get it done because it's gonna get wet.
Yep.
And it's gonna rain.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna be like, oh crap! Now I have all these like weird chunks of grass in my yard. I got to take the leaf blower out and even it out. That's where my OCD comes in. I do that every time, and people look at me like I'm nuts.
Yeah,
I'm going up and down the rows. And I'm
Oh,
like, get that
wow.
grass.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
I
don't want clumps in my yard.
Look,
I
dude,
appreciate the passion.
I will say this after we've had Aspen, go through and do everything. I don't want to lose the grass ever again. Right. So I was out there yesterday. I don't want to say combing the grass, but going through the grass and making sure everything was okay and it looked good and all that kind of stuff. Like you get, really sensitive about that kind of stuff. Dudes are like that, with their lawn. And so, yeah, get it done this morning and then enjoy the rain all weekend long, I guess.
That's funny. Didn't realize Cleveland's mayor and Kansas City mayor drink together. I will say this. I was always shocked from the 913 that Michael Jordan never used the hide the ball under his jersey and pretend like he is pregnant move as they do with Harlem Globetrotters.
That's awesome. Speaking of Michael Jordan, his agent, for whatever reason, is out there doing the rounds today and said that Michael would have had 15 championships had he cherry-picked his teams like LeBron.
Rent-free.
Okay. Yeah.
LeBron is rent-free in all these old heads of the NBA.
MJ needs to chill. Man.
MJ didn't say a damn thing. It's not MJ.
Yeah.
It's the agent. What are you going? If it's like you speaking on behalf of me, that doesn't matter. Like the agent's out there. MJ has never said a damn thing. MJ doesn't do that kind of stuff because he's very smart. Now I did see a story that NBC's paying him $40 million a year. I don't know if that's the truth or not. If that's the case, they better work him like every single game, man.
Yeah, he needs it.
He does need the money.
He does, man. He does.
But how about that guy's agent out of nowhere? Just like, if Michael could pick his teams, man.
Just every single type of guy at that age. You're like, oh, flop. Okay. Go watch SGA. Go watch Jalen Brunson. Where's that energy for those guys?
Has LeBron ever had a Scottie Pippen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had
Dennis
Kyrie.
Rodman.
He had Kyrie.
Yeah,
He had Kyrie.
Come on, that's not Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, Olympic.
Well, who are you talking about? Scotty telling you the story, or you? I mean, Kyrie's pretty damn good, man.
Scottie Pippen's the best Robin of all time.
Well,
in basketball, probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
Who was Robin? Tim Duncan or?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the Admiral at the end was, but when Tim first got there, it was reversed. But I think those roles switched, and that's okay to have those roles switch over the course of time, But they definitely did in that scenario down in San Antonio. Tim Duncan became one of the greats of all time, but. I mean, God, Jordan's agent, man. What are you doing?
Every time I think of Batman and Robin, I think of that rap song. I can't be your Batman because I'd be Robin.
Oh, yeah.
And they have like the old video of the 70s dance show. And it says back when the Bolivian Bam Bam was pure. And everybody's just like, I can't be your Batman because I'll be Robin. It's like all these people. They used to literally have a show that was like the dance show. They just played music and people danced.
Yeah. It was called
Dance-O-Matic.
It's not Star Search or something like that, but I know what you're talking about. We on the weekends, and all these people would be dancing. They used to do it in the 70s, and it was
crazy.
Yeah,
I think Ed O'Neill. No, that was Star, whatever it was. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Duo wide receiver rankings in the NFL: number 1, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith; number 2, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins; number 3, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams; number 4, Puka and Devontae Adams.
Wow, that got up there fast.
They could be scary.
Devontae Adams, though, I mean, like, he's in the home. Like, that guy's 30-some years old now, isn't he? Like,
bald last year towards the end. Like, he showed life with a lifeless quarterback. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, then Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and then Scary Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel.
A lot of these wide receiver rankings that you just went, not a lot, but two are like two people who have yet to take one snap together, and we're already putting them on the top duo list. It's interesting.
Do you think by the end of the 2025-2026 season, Rashee Rice, who possibly will be suspended, and Xavier Worthy could jump any of these names?
Well, I think that Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle is the one that I'm taking off the board right now. They
That's
don't have
the
a
number one player in the
quarterback.
NFL, top 100.
Allegedly, yes, last year. That's right. You think do you think he makes the top 100 this year?
Oh, he'll make the top 25.
Really?
Yes.
Even based on last season doing nothing and all the offseason stuff. And,
Oh, yeah.
All right.
He'll
we'll
be
see.
up there.
I'm going to say he's probably in the top 50. I don't know that he's in the top 25 this year. But I think they're the first duo to go. I don't know anything about Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua or Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel. We haven't seen those guys yet. Not that we've seen Worthy and Rice, and I'm not sitting here saying they need to be on that list. But if this time next year that same list comes out and they're on it, that means the Chiefs did some unbelievable things from an offensive standpoint this year. And maybe Mac will be happy because they threw the deep ball and went 15-1. Oh, no. Want to go to the Super Bowl.
Maybe he'll be happy. We'll see. I'll still probably have a gripe.
Somebody in the text line says it's American Bandstand. Is that the show?
Dick Clark's American Bandstand back. Maybe. I love Dick. Maybe.
I'd have to look it up because it's
Maybe that was
such
the
a
show.
funny video.
I mean, it's like just old 70s and 80s stuff, and people are just dancing, and you're watching this go on. Like, what are we doing?
And they're all sweaty.
You're like, what are we watching this for? Because it's on TV, and so people would watch this stuff.
Oh, it's so good, that clip. It pops up every once in a while, like in my algorithms on Twitter, and that song always plays, and that now is what I think of when I hear Batman and Robin. I do think that, you had graduation yesterday. Mac and I were kind of going back and forth with Soul Train is what people are asking with
Soul Train's another, a show where people were dancing,
But we were talking about what we could see from Mahomes and maybe Worthy next year, also with Rashee Rice. I think there is a very good possibility that they are underselling these two, and maybe some of that is Chiefs fatigue.
It could be. That's a good point. Yeah.
Right. Like I think Deebo and McLaurin are better than both Rice and Xavier Worthy. And again, I don't think that's a shot. But the text line has two names that I didn't see on there, which is JJ and Addison. Like, where's Justin Jefferson and Addison? Like, those guys were balling last year.
Great point. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So take the day there.
Maybe because they've got a new quarterback coming in.
True.
It's possible. But, I mean, Tyreek
But also Tua's on the list.
Right.
His guys are there.
Justin Jefferson, it doesn't matter who's throwing him the football.
But, like, you look at these and you look at these and you see the names, like the 1 and the 2. Like, AJ's the 1, Devonta's the 2, Jamar's the 1, T's the 2. It's Rice and then Worthy, right? Like there's no worry to think about who would be the number one guy in Pat's arsenal.
I don't know. That's interesting because I think a lot has to do. Worthy or Rice didn't play last year for the most part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And probably I heard he may be suspended this year.
Possibility.
Is it okay if Worthy becomes that number one guy in people's minds who are in care of who's ranked 1 or ranked 2 or who the 1 and 2 are wide receivers and Rashee Rice becomes your second guy because of, I don't want to use the he got Wally pipped or anything like that, but you were injured and then you're probably going to be suspended and Worthy's been there the whole time. Maybe he does become that number one guy.
When you look at Rashee Rice's build, that's like the prototype that Mahomes loves. Has the capability of getting down the field and getting open, also has a tremendous advantage of running over the middle and getting yak. I mean, that's just, to me, that was what we loved about Sammy Watkins, who was faster than I think a lot of people remember, but also could go over the middle and snag one and take one 25, 30 yards, whereas Rashee Rice, if he gets downhill after he catches the ball, we saw it last year. He was right behind Nico Collins, who both were in the top 3 when it came to yards after catch and total yards in the first 3 weeks of the season. Obviously, week 4 against the Chargers, he went down and was out. But I think the Chiefs receiving core, to give it a comparison, is a lot like how Matt Cottrero talks about the Chiefs or the Royals rotation. Not one guy is considered the number one starter. Right? It's just you're the next starter in the rotation. Some people say, well, that's BS. It's Reagans, then it's Lugo, then it's Waka, then it's Bubic, and then it's Lorenzen. That's the order that they go in, which some people would say, well, then that's the order of the rotation. But it's also like, well, we're going lefty, righty, experience, lefty, And then, Lorenzen probably is out of year 5, which is hilarious to think that's the worst guy in your rotation. Whereas with Patrick Mahomes, didn't have Hollywood Brown last year, didn't have Rashee Rice last year, had Xavier Worthy. Now you get all 3 back together. There may not be a 1-2 combination. That might be why they aren't on this list, is because there are multiple options that could be 1 and 2.
Yeah, and I also think, you're speaking of the mind of Andy Reid right now, which I absolutely love. You're speaking my language. The flip side is the fantasy guy out there needs to know who that number 1 or number 2 is. The other side is Andy Reid doesn't give a rip about your fantasy team, and so he's never going to have that designation of this is the number 1 weapon, this is the number 2 weapon, or anything like that. They may play different positions on the field, but every wide receiver plays every position, and every position is able to be played by every wide receiver out there. And so that's the mindset that you have to have when you approach this Chiefs team. Who's the number 1 weapon? Hell if I know. Who was ever hot that day and who's ever getting open. That's who Patrick is going to throw the ball to. They don't have those stereotypes, just like Hugh doesn't with the rotation, because as you say, you pitch the opener on opening day and then everything kind of gets jumbled after that, and you ultimately you get to the postseason, you start to do it based on matchups more than anything. So it doesn't matter. The labels are ridiculous. That's for people who care about fantasy football, who's the 1 and who's the 2, and that's why it's so infuriating for a lot of fantasy football players when the Chiefs players don't put up the numbers that they expect because Andy Reid's spreading the ball around. You got 10 people contributing every single Sunday for a win, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday.
One thing that we saw that is kind of nice yesterday was that the college football playoff is going to seed teams differently this year. And what was the one gripe we had last year, fellas, with the college football playoff? Seeding.
Which is interesting because everybody who got a first-round bye lost their first game.
Yep.
And I was thinking about that a lot yesterday because having the bye in the NFL matters, as we've seen with the Chiefs. Having the bye in college may be the worst thing ever because you're still dealing with kids. And once you get them out of that routine and out of that mindset and out of the everyday we're playing, we've got a week off, I guarantee you it's hard to get some of those kids back into that mindset of turning it back on again because you had the week off, you had the freedom, all that kind of stuff. It's the holidays, blah, blah, blah. Getting them to turn that back on, I think, is a lot more difficult than the NFL. But what ultimately this told me is this is just a step closer to a 64-team league where conferences are eliminated because they're not doing it based on conference anymore. They're doing it based on 1 through 12, and whoever the committee decides are those seeds. Those are the order in which they're going to be seeded.
This is also, you made your bed, you sleep in it. When you let ESPN and ABC take over college football because your ratings were low and no one was watching your sport as much as they are now because of what ESPN has done to it, creating a playoff system, expanding a playoff system, and now listening to the gripes, this is what happens. And the quote is, after evaluating the first year of the 12-team playoff, the CFP management committee felt it was the best interest of the game to make this adjustment. Rich Clark, executive director of the college football committee, said in a statement, this change will continue to allow guaranteed access to the playoffs by rewarding teams for winning their conference championship, but it will also allow us to construct a postseason bracket that recognizes the best performance on the field during the entire regular season. So now teams like Notre Dame can get...
Yeah, they can get a bye where they couldn't in the past, which... That's the only thing that I don't like. Like, Notre Dame has been the biggest fraudulent college football program of all time. They refuse to join a conference. And everybody has acquiesced to Notre Dame. Oh, let's bow down to Notre Dame because they're such a big brand and we'll give them anything that they want. Why are we still doing that in college football? The NIL has changed all of this. I saw a story about Vanderbilt today. They're thinking about building a village outside of their stadium to have entertainment stuff with hotels and all this kind of stuff to help for money for NIL. They're going into the real estate business. The game has changed. College football does not need Notre Dame, and they do not need to make special exceptions and exemptions for Notre Dame. If Notre Dame wants to be part of this thing, as of now, you've got to join a conference. And if you don't join a conference, you're not going to get anything beneficial. We don't need Notre Dame to be involved in college football like maybe we did 30 years ago.
I would say that they do. I mean, Notre Dame, I think, is on the same level as like the Knicks in the NBA. They sell. They have an audience that is true and proven. And if if Notre Dame is in the college football, championship, you have a region of people rooting for it, and then you have a bunch of people hate rooting for it.
Yeah, that
are hoping that they lose. I mean, Notre Dame played Alabama in the national championship game, and everybody rooted, not everybody, but a lot of people rooted for Alabama out of pure spite for Notre Dame. Like, that's just that's who they are. And, obviously they do get the independent stuff, and it's annoying, and they have the Rudy guy who
he sucks.
Never meet your heroes. My buddy did. He said it was one of the worst experiences of his life.
There's not one person that met that guy that had a good experience with him.
Right.
He sucks.
But I look, Notre Dame is a blue blood in college football. There's no doubt about it. They are a sell. They are a team. If you were to go around into 100,000 people in the local metro area and say, name 5 college football teams, I bet Notre Dame would be one of those 5 in a majority, which is why college football caters to them, because like everything else in major sports, this team always seems to get the love. This team does that. They have their true blue bloods, and they lean into it.
Yeah, they do. You're right, but it's not like baseball is making a rule that, the Yankees, if they just win 75 games, they're automatically in the playoffs, right? They're not making separate rules for separate teams. And in college basketball, just because you're Duke, North Carolina, or Kansas doesn't mean you're guaranteed an NCAA tournament berth. You still have to go out there and get it. It's like, to me, they're stretching the rules so much to find a way to allow Notre Dame to be part of this. And I don't think they need to do it anymore. Is it better? Yeah, it is. You're right, Dusty, because we either love them or we hate them. But we don't need them to be part of this thing. And I just don't think all this maneuvering of rules to make sure that Notre Dame gets a seat at the table is necessary anymore.
Well, just so they get a bye, right? That's the only rule change there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can actually qualify for a bye now.
For a bye, yeah.
They're still in.
Yeah, they're going to be in, yeah.
Are they, though? I mean, what if they're not one of the 12 best?
I mean, I guess I'm just going off. They were in the national championship last year. They have a top 5 coach.
Yeah,
they're probably a top 12 team.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I'm just saying, that there is now an opportunity that they don't have to worry about. Now, last year they did get to play that cool game at night.
That was awesome.
That was sick.
And that was Notre Dame in college football.
Awesome.
And everybody was there.
That Penn State? I can't remember.
No, it was, they played Arizona State, didn't they? So good we can't remember who they beat. Was it not Arizona State? No, because Arizona State had a bye.
Yeah, and Scatterby played in a dome.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Penn State.
No, it was Boise State, wasn't it?
Boise had a bye. This is great. Yeah. So
Indiana?
That's right, it was.
Oh, yeah, because their coach, Google me.
Yeah, Google me.
And he didn't play against good competition, then he played against Notre Dame, got waxed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, we'll see how that goes. But
we'll see. I like the fact that they're changing it.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's better for the big dogs. You want the Big Ten. You want the SEC to be included as much
and
as
keep
possible.
listening to your audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I get it. Like, not everybody's going to lean into it.
No, you just summed it up brilliantly.
Yeah.
Listen to your audience.
You don't have to take everything they say for granted, or you don't have to say, everything that the fans want, we're going to give them, because then they're just going to expect it all the time. But you can cherry pick what you like or what you think is kind of necessary. Necessary? Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine? Rip Torn, R.I.P. But the thing about that is that this is something that everyone said last year. They're going to expand teams. It's coming, fellas. That's just going to happen. There's going to be more teams allowed. But last year, the biggest gripe was seeding. And now we have an opportunity to where it's should Indiana have played Notre Dame last year in the first round? Maybe not. Maybe somebody else should have been seeded somewhere differently. And again,
Boise State.
But again, all the seeds that had to buy all lost, so it didn't benefit anybody.
It's 1 year.
Yeah, I know, but that's the only year we have to go on. It's the first year of this thing, and we're making these drastic changes. I would say, maybe I don't want to buy in the college football. Maybe that becomes the thing where you don't want to buy.
Could be true. Could be true. I think we need a little more sample size.
Obviously.
Yeah. I just don't want, I'm glad that teams like Boise State can't now get a bye. I want them included if they're worthy, but no.
But what if they go undefeated? They do deserve a bye then at that point in time.
No.
So then you don't like this reseeding.
Well, they wouldn't be in the top 4 if they were undefeated. That's not, I would assume that is not the way it would go. I'd assume an 11-1 Alabama or even a 10-2 Alabama would still probably get that nod.
And then
in the top 4.
that's where you have the issue, okay? Because Boise plays in whatever that, Fugazi league is that they're part of. And then you have the SEC, right? Is 12-0 in that Fugazi league better than 10-2 in the SEC, right? And that's why this, to me, is the first step to eliminating conferences in college football. We're going to end up going with a 64-team league. This is the first step. They're not telling you this, but they're telling you this because that's where the conversation starts. 12-0 is pretty damn impressive. But if you're playing Washington State and whoever, Is that more impressive than 10-2 in a bigger conference? That's why we need to eliminate conferences and go with a straight. This is, what do they call that? Round robin type of schedule for the 64 teams. Every year, it's just a round robin of 12 or 14 games. You don't know who you're going to play. You do a draft every year at the beginning of the year. You play these great games, and the 64 teams, relegation, get them out, move them up. There's so much. It's a blank canvas right now for college football if they want to do it the right way. Just call me. I'll tell you how to do it.
On the other side, we'll get into our turning two for the weekend, and we'll talk about what we started the show with, which is one Jack Caglione making strides at an aggressive pace. You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us? 1, it's easy. You can hire us today on your phone. 2, it's fast. We can start helping you today. 3, the results.
After my wreck, DM Law got me $200,000. Mike's got this.
Call me. I've got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone. Well, I do need a bundle of things.
When you bundle, you save.
Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter?
Save up to $12 on that bundle.
What about brake pads and rotors?
Bundle those and the brake pads are free.
Can't save more than free.
You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only. Attention retirement savers. A top U.S. bank predicts a 2025 recession as tariffs rattle markets. According to reports, 2025 recession risk just increased significantly. That's why thousands of hardworking Americans are turning to award-winning precious metals company, Goldco. Goldco is offering you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. Plus, you can get an unlimited instant match and bonus silver for qualified accounts. Call 855-969-GOLD. Find out how you can help diversify your savings. Tax and penalty-free today. That's 855-969-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here on 96.5 The Fan. I didn't know what was going on back there for a moment. It was quiet, and then
Chaos.
know if this was
Something started beeping at me.
Oh, maybe it's that EAS test that we're supposed to be doing, right? I don't know.
Oh.
I've heard of it. Yeah. If it knocks us off the air, it knocks us off the air. But, we'll get back to that. So,
yeah. 3-day weekend. Got Monday off. Happy Memorial Day weekend for all of you out there. I think the rain's overblown. I'm just going to say. I think it's a little overhyped.
Good.
Because from what I've been following the last couple of days, could rain this afternoon. Probably going to rain Saturday night. I think Saturday day you're going to be okay. And then I think Monday is a wash. Monday's going to be like 60 degrees and like 90% throughout the morning and afternoon.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is like some people celebrate. Like that's the one question I do have. Do you celebrate Sunday or Monday?
Sunday. I mean, or whatever. Monday's like my Sunday. I'll just be getting ready for the week type stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because Monday is like the actual holiday.
Right.
So some people are hell-bent like, well, the holiday's Monday. We do it Monday.
This is when we grill, go to the pool, do all that. I get you. Yeah. Sunday for me, even Saturday night, but Sunday.
Yeah, but it's the weekend. Friday, Saturday, into Sunday, but not
Starts
Monday.
At 11 o'clock for me. Yeah, dude. Early lunch and cocktails, man.
Yeah, but I got a pub crawl starting at 11:30 this
Hell
morning.
yeah.
So.
Smash. I love pub crawls. Love pub crawls.
Yeah, those are fun.
Or like Breakfast of Champions in college. 4 for 4, UCM, shout out. Should have gone 5 for 5, but didn't live down there that year. So I don't know if you guys watched it or last night. I watched it probably 15 times.
Hudson lifts his left leg and comes home with a 3-0. Caxton's a line drive. A rocket out to right. And that one's out of here. The first AAA home run for the Royals' top prospect. Jack Caglione circles the bases, and the Chasers are back tied 3-3 in the top of the fifth.
Boys, it's coming quicker than we thought. I brought this up earlier, told the boss earlier in the year, Caglione would be on this roster before the season was over, before the All-Star break was here. You're out of your mind, Dusty. He won't be up till 2026. The same guy told us that Buffalo was going to blow the Chiefs out in the AFC Championship game. How'd that work out?
He says that every year now. He's getting old with these predictions.
Spectre Bill and Charger Dot in this building. But no, I think that if there's one thing that I can, again, try to preach on the Caglione thing, where a lot of people seem to take the low-hanging fruit, let's not rush him. I don't think you can rush Jack Caglione. Obviously, right now, he's only played in 3 games for the Omaha Storm Chasers. He's hitting .308, has that home run, has 1 RBI. He has struck out 3 times. Who cares? He has 13 at-bats. He played in 38 games for Double-A.
It seems like that's it, 38 games.
That's right.
That went fast.
152 at-bats. Jack Caglione is 22 years old. He has a very, very smart head on top of his shoulders. He has a very good attitude about him. It's not a show to him. It's a job. He's not one of these guys that are 19, 18, built to come in and save the franchise. Bobby Witt Jr. already did that, clearly. Could have won MVP last year. Could win it this year if he keeps going the rate that he's going. Aaron Judge will win it again this year as he won it last year. But again, he is not here to be a savior of your franchise. One thing that he could be is a ace up your sleeve when you need him the most, right? I think this team is going to figure out that Michael Garcia is your leadoff guy, Bobby's your 2 guy, Vinny's your 3. After that, we'll see where it goes. Does India hit 4th? Does Cags hit 5th? And does Salvador Perez hit 6th? I'm okay with that lineup. I don't think anywhere in there is that telling Jack Caglione, hey, 22-year-old kid, come save the offense. That's not what he's going to have to do. He's a guy that knows what his role is. He knows what he's about. He's been about, and he's done everything he's been asked and more every level he's gone to. And I think that you will continue to see this rate of success. It happened in Double-A, and a lot of people said, all right, let's see what he does in AAA. He's off to a hot start. That promotion could have gotten anybody shook, could have gotten anybody, okay, he's hitting 3rd, playing 1st, playing right field. He played great right field for the time that he was there, showed people that mattered in the organization that he could handle it. And I'm sure those are big questions they ask all the time. Hey, we're going to bring media down. We're going to ask you some questions. We're going to see how polished you are. And he was, and he got the promotion, and so far he's off to a hot start. You love to see it happening because, again, this kid will steal the attention of the city. He will be a superstar, and he will be loved because of who he is, from the inside to the outside, to the size, to the power, to the smile, and to the personality. He's not bigger than the game. He's not better than you. He's not that type of player. those are the type of guys that you don't have to worry about rushing. They'll just fall into your lap. And right now, it seems like this year, the 6th overall pick from 11 months ago seems to be exactly what you'd want for your franchise.
Yeah, and he'll tell you when he's ready, too. He'll make the league either look really, really ridiculously awful, or he'll look at the league and they'll go, you're not ready yet. So we'll know exactly when Jack Caglianone's ready just by watching, what he's doing at AAA. If he continues to do what he did at AA, yeah, it probably won't be much time down there till he's up at the big league level. But then again, you have to factor in everything else, who's going to go and when that availability is going to be there for Caglione. When are they willing to eat the rest of Hunter Renfroe's salary and have him, be sent on his way and, eat the rest of that $7.5 million salary. When they're ready to do that, maybe that does open the door for Jack Caglione to come up here. Also, the trade market's going to be very interesting to watch. If the Royals are quiet and there's not a bat to go out, and I say the Royals are quiet, it's not that the Royals want to be quiet, it's that there are too many nerds from Harvard running organizations that are afraid to trade prospects because they don't want to get ripped on social media by other nerds living in their mother's basement. There, I said it. That's what it is. So if these teams don't go out there and want to offer up trades for the Royals, they may be forced to bring Jack Caglione up just because there are no better options out there that present themselves than Jack Caglione does. And if he comes up to the big league level and rakes and does great things, all these other ball clubs are going to be, damn, the Royals got another guy up there. They got another one. Now you got Bobby, and now you got Jack Caglione in this lineup, and a 5-headed monster and in your starting rotation, and an 8-headed monster or whatever it is out in your bullpen. I really do believe that if this Royals team can just find a way to score 4 or more runs every single game, they're probably going to win 90% of the games remaining on their schedule. And that's not being hyperbolic. That's studying where the game is right now. The overall batting average of Major League Baseball is .244. It is the same batting average that they had in 1888 and 1890. Nobody's hitting the baseball right now in baseball. And so if you can insert Jack Caglione into your lineup and he's responsible to help you get another half to a run per game and you're scoring 4+ runs every game, you're probably going to win about 90% of these games going out because the Royals are, 16, 17-1 now and they score 4 or more runs? Do the math.
Jim Callis, who joined Cody and Gold yesterday, they asked him what he thought of the comp that J.J. Piccolo, the GM for the Royals, said when he called him a Pete Alonso prototype almost. He said he agrees, but he could be better than Pete, and he also brought up this name.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could put him up there with just about anybody in the big leagues. I mean, I'm not trying to say we're not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but I mean, he's like a slightly bigger version to me. I don't think he's as polished a hitter, but if we're just talking the power, he's like a slightly bigger version of Shohei. And I know I was the one I kind of.
He also pitched, so great.
he did, and it's funny. Like I didn't like the keg. I don't think anybody should be compared to Shohei as a two-way guy. And right. I think the Royals also did what was smart. I remember arguing with Greg Amslinger good naturedly at the MLB Network desk during the draft last year. I would not have had him pitch as a pro either. I mean, it's interesting and intriguing. But his ceiling's so high. I want him devoting 100% of his time to being the best offensive player he could be, because that could be a 40+ home run guy. But I don't know, just the size and his ability to hammer pitches all over the place out of the park, even if he doesn't square it up, it kind of reminds me of Shohei, to be honest.
So there you go. He's got power to all fields. He's massive, 6'5", 250 pounds, can stretch the plate, can move the bat throughout the zone and hit it out even if he doesn't even barrel it. He also went on in the interview that you can find on the podcast page at Cody and Gold on the Odyssey app. He said he expects, if he keeps going at this rate, the end of June.
Be crazy if he is here by the end of June. That would be faster than anybody would have thought that he would have been up here, both outside and inside the organization. And if he's telling you that he's ready, the last thing you want to do is tell that kid no, or anybody for that matter. If they tell you they're ready to be at the big league level, bring them up and let's see what they can do.
All right, boys. It is a holiday weekend, 3-day weekend for us. What are the 2 things you're turning this weekend?
Yeah, well, I'm going to enjoy a pub crawl beginning at 11:30 this morning, which is the greatest old man pub crawl ever, home by 6.
That's awesome.
Like everybody I've told I'm doing this to is like, I'm really jealous of that. That's like a good time, right? Right in the middle of the day, and you're home in time for the nighttime activities and whatnot, and games and stuff to take place. So I'm going to enjoy that, and then we'll see what the weekend brings, because the weather's a little bit of touch and go. Like I said, we had everything that was outdoor this weekend already canceled, and I'm kind of disappointed in that. So we'll see how the weekend goes. It could be just a quiet weekend at home. I got one kid at the lake, one kid I still still don't know where she is. No, I do now, finally,
good.
but located her. It's bizarre. So I don't know where. I kind of am up in the air right now. Whether or not I'm going to be supervising an adult child. Myself.
Mac, what do we got going on?
Myself. Finding a time to grill, really. And then honestly, just going to sleep. I'm going to try and sleep, relax, turn the phone off, hang out.
Nice.
Watch some movies.
You actually turn the phone off?
I'd what do you call it?
Airplane mode?
Yeah, or silence, night mode. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, because the reason that I don't turn it off, honestly, I would turn it off more if I had another way to play music.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I just don't have it's my way to play music. So if I'm chilling. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for me, I used to never take the phone into the gym. That's back when we had iPods, and it was right, and it was the greatest thing ever. I could leave it in the car and not have to worry about it for an hour and a half or so. Now it's how you play music, so you always have to have it with you. So, because Jen and I got into this big discussion, I'm like, I'm over you being on the phone. When we go to bed, you got to put that phone down, right? So. I'm hoping, like, I'm 26 and I turn my phone off. I'm like, see, even the younger generation's doing it, Jen.
I just want to win, Jen.
I just want to win, Jen. So you don't actually turn it off?
No, again, if I had a vinyl player or something that I could just bring out to the patio and play some tunes.
Yeah, but then you're listening to the one record. And
exactly.
I mean, like,
I want my playlist. I want my shuffle. I want the vibes.
Yep.
So
that's the beauty of a vinyl, is that maybe you hear a song that you haven't heard ever, or that you don't listen to ever, and all of a sudden you start to like it or you understand it better.
We're so in tune in this society now, immediately to hit that skip button if we don't like something.
Yep. Oh, I don't know this. I don't like this skip.
Out.
Yeah. I'm really trying to change that about me. I really am.
I have. This is going to sound so weird, but like if I'm going to go out for a long walk, I've made it a point to myself. I'm going to put on a random playlist, whatever it is, and I'm just going to listen to this whole thing. Do you know how hard it is not to get in there and try to take, the song to the next, change the song and whatnot? I'm like, but I promised myself I was going to listen to this to try to expose myself to new things.
Music.
Right.
What about you, Dustman?
What now?
What about you? What do you got?
I'm going to get laid. I know that I'm hard. I'm kidding. That's probably not going to happen. I'm kidding. I'm going to go home today and I'm going to watch Around the Horn. I know you guys clown on the show that you don't understand it. Very last episode. That was my childhood, man. PTI, Around the Horn, Tony Reale. Should have gotten a better send-off, in my opinion. But I want to watch that for the final episode. I'll miss Woody Page. I wonder if they'll bring back Jay Mariotti. I doubt that. But no, Around the Horn, I'm excited for Friday because it is the last day of the week. You get Around the Horn's last episode today. Knicks and Pacers tonight after that one. Yep. That's a big one at 7 o'clock tonight. And then
what kind of lead will the Knicks blow tonight?
I don't know, man. I just hope we see it 1-1 because I want 6 more of these babies after watching that game on Wednesday.
I mean, the Larry David, just him being there. I was telling Dusty yesterday, all that free content that we got, that's why you want the Knicks to win. The Larry David content yesterday was incredible.
Sitting right next to Susie, decked out in her New York Knicks jacket.
I totally missed that at first. I'm like, oh my God, that's Susie. Yes.
Give the ball back, you bald F. Hey, it's the weekend. Enjoy it. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Go do something nice for somebody. Never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Go enjoy the Savannah Bananas. Go enjoy Cody, Gold, and Drew. Coming up next from 10 to 2. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Jonathan India here.